What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Nice the Newbie Trucker. As you can see, I'm not in the actual truck. Well, I'm in a truck, F-150, but I'm not driving right now. Luckily, I guess you could say luckily, my trainer already had scheduled time off for some doctor's appointments and stuff like that. And just so happens my trainer lives like 5 minutes away from where I live in Atlanta. Which worked out good. I didn't plan on being home until, mid to late October, but it was definitely good. It was a blessing to be able to come home and see my wife and kids and stuff a little sooner than I anticipated. But what this video is about, I just finished my first week as a PSD student. I finished my first week with my trainer. Let me say that. I'm still a PSD student. It just, like I said, so happens that he had some time off and I'm home until Monday. But just a few things I want to point out there. If you're like me, before you thought about getting in the truck and you went to YouTube to watch some videos and see different people's experiences and things like that. I can tell you it's definitely a lot different than driving your personal vehicle. We hit quite a few states from this past Monday until Friday when we got in home. West Virginia, very beautiful place. If you've never been, I was kind of acting like a tourist, just looking at some things I've never seen before. It was pretty awesome. However, coming down those grades, that was a little scary. Not gonna sit here in front like I'm the toughest guy in the world. Most of you don't know, but I left policing to become a truck driver. Policing is a little scary, but I think this driving these loads down these mountains are a little more scary. The best advice I can give anybody that's coming over and whatnot, I'm no expert at this, but just from my personal experience, listen to your trainer. I had a difficult time, like my trainer would tell me when to start braking based off the type of load we had. And I would say, oh, okay. He's like, no, I need you to brake now. Oh, you mean brake now? Boy, brake! It's a little nerve-wracking. But, I'm a student, so I'm still learning. So definitely listen to your trainer. When he says do something, do it. Like I said, luckily my trainer, 15 years experience in driving these trucks. I think he's been at Prime for 6 or 7 years. Just purchased his own truck, paid off. That's a pretty cool thing. He's trying to talk me into going lease. I'm undecided as far as lease or company. I am a sink or swim type of person. You don't really know if your parachute opens until you jump. And from everything he's explained to me, people that aren't successful in leasing, 7 out of 10 times it's because of something they're doing incorrectly. Whether it's managing your hours on your clocks, or taking too long to go pick up a load, or taking too long to drop a load off. He says a lot of people, they stop, they want to chit chat and things like that. Now, mind you, this is his experience, not mine. Pretty much just following instructions and doing what my trainer advises me on what to do. But I'm very unsure on whether or not I want to do lease or company. I know it's benefits to both, but I think everybody's position might be different. In the police world, we call that totality of circumstances. Depending on what your situation is and what you need to do what's best for you. Don't let anybody try to sway your decision. You can watch a million YouTube videos and somebody tell you to go lease, somebody tells you to go company. It's pretty much up to you what you need to do, what you have to do, and how you do what you do, from my understanding so far. Again, I'm only a week into it. I don't want to sit here and act like I know all there is to know about trucking, because up until last week, I didn't know the slightest thing about trucking. I just know the politics and policing. I couldn't get with it anymore. So I left, and I said, hey, let me try driving trucks and see how I like that. But yeah, like I was saying, definitely listen to your trainers. You know, if you're coming to Prime, like I mentioned in my other video, if you watched it, if not, check it out. It's just kind of like my first week at Prime, what to expect. Which I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of other people's videos saying the same thing. But definitely, you know, be up on your studying for your permit test and whatnot. Don't just use one source of information. The more information you have, the more tools you have in your toolbox, police thing, the more ways you can handle situations. So if you're only using CDL prep to study, you know, you might not get the questions that's on CDL prep. Like in my situation, I used that, and none of the questions that I seen on my permit test were on the on CDL prep. The guy next to me, every single question for him was there. So again, multiple sources, CDL prep, DMV Genie, and there's this little book that comes from the Department of Motor Vehicles that you can look at as well. Don't solely rely on the apps. Reading the book is definitely a lot of information in there that you actually, in my opinion, might need as a driver, as opposed to just studying what you need to know for the test. You know, once you get your CDL license, you're considered a professional driver. And just like when I was a police officer, I was a professional, so I didn't just go by what I learned in the police academy. I had to read laws and study things to make sure I was well versed in my profession. But again, yeah, this is just my experience. Like I said, I'll be going back sometime. I know we're going back to Springfield Monday to test out. At this moment, I feel pretty confident. We did work on the pad about a day or two before we left. I had it then. My trainer is a flatbed driver. I am going flatbed. It's a lot of work, but I figure, you know, to kind of keep me in my police shape from the stuff we had to do in the police department, running, chasing, fighting, things like that. But it'll definitely keep you on your physical part instead of just sitting, driving, backing in, pulling out. No disrespect to anybody that's not flatbed. That's just what I chose to do because, you know, I want to maintain a little bit, and sitting in that truck driving for hours and hours and hours and not eating the best food based on where you're at, you know, I can see how that might add some weight. But yeah, flatbed is definitely a beast. In my opinion, it might be because I'm so new and just hadn't gotten used to it, but it's definitely a lot of things to know. Yeah, so yeah, anybody that watches this video, you know, if you have any input or opinions, I'd like to hear opinions. I don't let people sway my decisions, but I definitely like to hear what other people think. You know, we can create some type of dialogue and go back and forth to, you know, kind of pick each other's brains on some things. But let me ask everybody's opinion on lease or company. Your reasons why you chose what you chose. If you were company and then went lease, or if you were lease and went company. Like I said, it's good to hear other people's rationale behind their decisions. I'm not saying tell me your personal business, but like I said, just good to talk with people. But yeah, so I think it'd be cool to get that little dialogue started. Like I said, I'm gonna try to document, you know, every couple of weeks to kind of keep everyone posted on, you know, my progress in this trucking world. So yeah, if you're interested in joining my journey, you know, subscribe. If you're a lockhead person, if you got locks, you could check out my other YouTube page. It's Mr. Must Be Nice 1, MrMustBNISE 1. I'm sorry, NICE 1. And yes, it's just the letter B by itself, no spaces or anything. Mr. Must Be Nice 1. I documented my lock journey the few times I've had locks, and as you can see, I need a haircut. But again, being on the road and constantly moving, I'm a firm believer in sticking with your barber or your loctician if you're a lock person. I don't cheat on my barber or my loctician, but since I'm gonna be gone for 4 to 6 to 8 weeks at a time, I think this would be a good time to possibly grow my locks back. I'm definitely growing my beard back because, again, as a police officer, I couldn't have one. I could because I had a shaving profile from my time in the military when I was in the United States Air Force. But, you know, just a little about me. If y'all have any questions, want to know anything, you know, just type it down there. You know, I'm a people person. I like to talk, hear what other people are thinking and things like that. But yeah, so get at your boy. Again, this is Nice the Newbie Trucker. And once I'm not a newbie, it's probably just gonna be Nice the Trucker. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. I'm pulling up to home. Yeah. Peace.